Hey Zalivas, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and today we're here to share some incredibly good secrets and tips and tricks about Team Battleground, because this mode people are loving the rewards, people are excited about playing Team Battleground. Let me know what your best reward is from Team Battleground in the comments section below. But there are a lot of things that you don't know about Team Battleground, and things that will save you time, potentially guarantee you victories, and all these can be used by anyone playing the game right now. So if you like these kind of videos, talk about tips and tricks, etc. for different game modes in WWE SuperCard, remember to smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe whilst you're there. For more WWE SuperCard, WWE Champions, Tap Mania, W2K17, 2K18 when it comes out. So let's talk about Team Battleground in general. Now, a lot of people will know what Team Battleground is. You have a team of either 8 to 10 people. You've got 8 is the minimum you can have, and you can attack 15 different times, and you can be attacked 15 different times, but you can only attack the same person 5 times. You can't be a bully and just constantly attack the same person time after time after time. But you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, but you know, we know this already. Why are you telling us stuff you already know? Because this is all important for later on. To be able to start a game of Battleground, you need 8 people. You also need a team to face, and that team could be in any tier whatsoever. But Team Battleground is also a very lengthy game mode, and there are ways to speed up certain elements of it, so we can talk about that right now. We're going to start off with a couple of things you should and shouldn't do, and one of the things you definitely shouldn't do in Team Battleground is drop ranks at any stage. What I mean by drop ranks is that usually on a Monday, Tuesday, maybe even potentially a Wednesday, depending on where you are in the world, there are team events that start. At no stage should you drop your deck to go after different cards in, for example, Team Ring Domination, or to train cards in Team Road to Glory. The reason why that is if you're in a game of Team Battleground before and any other stage apart from after the claim process, you drop your deck, you could be reducing your overall team's rewards. Now, if I show you here, let's have a look at the team deck that we've got. If I was to go ahead and put commons in my deck, and a couple others were to put commons in their deck as well, we could fall under WrestleMania 33, which could give me ultimate rewards. Now, Team Battleground rewards are based off of your overall team deck, which unfortunately means that if it does drop below, there are some times where people can enter a Team Battleground or even be in a Team Battleground. And there has been one person this week who's come to me and said that unfortunately they did get the rewards dropped from WrestleMania to Ultimate when they dropped their deck during Team Ring Domination. So just a little bit of a warning to you, that's something you definitely should not do. The next thing you definitely should do is let your best players attack first. Now, I'm going to show you my the team I've got. For example, I believe it is Piercy who has the best deck. If not, it's Draco. Has got 3 WrestleMania cards and 3 different Ultimate cards. Now that means that he's got a ridiculously good deck. But let's look at Piercy as well. He's also got exactly the same. He's got the exact same number of WrestleMania and Ultimate cards. Those are the guys who need to be attacking first. And the reason why they should be attacking first is very simple. As you can see by me, not everyone gets lucky with their Team Battleground decks. I have got myself 2 hardened cards that really restrict it, and I don't have a compatible female tag team either. But some people do get a bit more lucky, and if they go first, they can scout out the opposition, potentially find out if people, and I'll show you this now, Mike and FaZe Apex, who are in my current, and I believe WWW tutorials, I don't know what that says, haven't leveled their cards up fully. Now, a huge tip for this game mode is if you're trying to maximize on your points, you want to get your lowest guys going after the top guys if they've not energized. Because for me, for example, and for Killer Widget, we were able to go after Mike and FaZe Apex because they didn't energize their cards. So we attacked them first, and then we just used the rest of the points to go after the rest of the team. Whereas guys like, for example, Piercy, for guys like Draco, could then take out the mill people who had fully energized their team. And because we have a Twitter chat, we were able to effectively strategize as to who to attack and when to attack them. That's a very good strategy that you can use, is let your best players attack first. The next thing you should know is about maximum points and cutoffs. Now, the mainstream posse, our team, is not going to be able to get to 15,000 because we choose to run along with a 9-person team. And the reason we do that is because it makes it easier to find easier opponents. More on that in a second. The maximum points you can get in Team Battleground is 15,000. But what's the cutoff for when pretty much guaranteed victory is assured? Well, actually, there isn't. There was a rumour going around that 13,000, 13,500, it was around about the cutoff, but I saw a tweet today that was sent in to me today by Ryan Leach that shows his team losing by 400 points at 14,000 points. So unless you get 15,000, you are not guaranteed victory at all. And another thing to mention is something that you should consider doing is if you have got a team of 10 and one is maybe less active, consider cutting yourselves down to 9 or 8. And the reason why is a lot of teams have 10 full members in them. If you go for 8 or 9 members, you will probably and more likely be able to get access to teams who are in a lower tier or potentially who aren't necessarily going to put the same effort into the game as, let's say, a WrestleMania 33 team or an Ultimate team, for example. The next thing is a secret that a lot of people have been using in SuperCard but didn't realize they could use in Battleground, and that is how to almost guarantee yourself victories if you have maximized the charges on your cards. And this is something called force quitting. Now, force quitting is a way of avoiding a loss. If you're playing an opponent, I'm going to go up against RU525 Ben. This is my last attack in Team Battleground, so this will tell me if I'm going to get a clean sweep of wins or not. So I'm going to go up against this dude right now, and I'm going to put in my the best possible deck that I can. I'm going to go after Dolph Ziggler first of all, and he's actually going to get beaten by Chris Jericho. This is where force quitting comes into effect. As you can see here, I'm now going to face Cesaro, and Cesaro is actually going to lose. So what I'm going to do before it counts the final result, I know that Cesaro is going to lose this match in power. So all I do is I quit out the game. But now I'm going to reload WWE SuperCard up. I'm going to go back into the game. So I'll go back in here and you can see my remaining attacks are still now 1. So now I'm going to go up against Miranda, knowing that RU525 Ben is too good for me. So I'm now going to go for Miranda and I'm going to pick up the victory because I know that Miranda's deck is not as good as Ben's. And there you go, I have now just picked up a 3-0 victory over a lesser opponent and guaranteed myself a win, which means I have picked up more points to my team and have avoided a potential loss, which means more points for the squad. So you see there, once we get onto the Battleground screen, let's get the last picks off the board. And you can see here, as it pops up, my 92 points now added to our total, and I have avoided a loss in Team Battleground. And the only negative of this is if you want to face the same person, you'll have to wait potentially 5 to 10 minutes, if not longer, to be able to face that person again. Now, for the better players, this is a way of scouting out people's decks, because when you face someone, if you click on their name, it will show up their deck. But with this method, it won't show their deck. But if you had to take screenshots, for example, or be in a Twitter chat, you can actually tell people if this person is someone they should really avoid. This is what I was saying about scouting earlier on. It's a really great way of scouting potential pitfalls in Team Battleground. And this moves on to the next point about points not necessarily dictating who has the best deck or not. As you can see here, we've got a variety of different points. Some would win for facing us and winning against us. But this isn't always guaranteed to be the best deck. For example, in one Battleground I faced, I had 98 points, whereas the best deck apparently had 130 points, or something crazy like that. And actually the best deck was actually one of the worst decks that we had, and I had one of the best decks that we had. So always be sure to scout out your opponents before going in to a match against them. And the next one is scouting the opposition. Now this one's actually a lot easier. You can literally just search up someone's team name. If you go to, if I for example go to teams, so if I type in Synergy here, I can actually go into search teams and I can find out that these guys are actually a SummerSlam based team, and I can check out to see if they are maybe lower ranked than me, which means that they might not be as active as others, which means I might have more of an easier chance of winning. And usually people with Survivor decks, ultra rare decks, you know, the very lower tiers, aren't going to be as active as others, and probably more casual players than if you are, for example, in WrestleMania 33 or in Elite or in Ultimate. Now another way you can do this is a little bit more cheeky, is if you start a conversation on Team Battleground. For example, you got here. Now, if you can't search up their team, this is a great way of getting access to someone's deck. You got here FaZe Apex, for example, CM Venom. CM Venom has come back to me. I'm now going to check his profile, and you'll see here I can now view his team. I can now go into his team, check out all the different players and what rank they're in. So some of them are in Survivor, for example, some of them in Ultra Rare. I know that these guys probably aren't going to be as active as a standard WrestleMania 33 team, which means we're going to have a bit of an easier time beating them. Now, this next bit is more of a hint and a tip, and I'm going to show you the reasons why. This gentleman here is called Draco. Now, Draco, I have known for a long time, and I'm going to show you his profile. Now, he has not been playing SuperCard for a while, quite a while actually. Now, you'll see here that this already doesn't look that great. You're thinking, why the hell does he have a pro female when he's got a Survivor support? This guy was in WrestleMania Season 2 tier, and I bought him in as part of a team giveaway I did on my Twitch channel. In 2 Team Battleground matches, this dude now has a pro female that absolutely kicks ass. But you'll see here, he's also got WrestleMania Finn Balor from a team event, Ultimate Samoa Joe, Ultimate Brock Lesnar, Ultimate Randy Orton. He's got 2 Dana Brooks as well, so he's got 2 pro females. This dude is getting crazy amounts of luck, but this is all because he joined a team that was already at WrestleMania 33 Ultimate and has got himself additional cards just by being part of that team. So if you have a friend who wants to play SuperCard, or someone who is really active but doesn't spend money in any way, shape or form, and you want to help them out, get him in for a couple of Team Battlegrounds. It doesn't affect you as long as you don't drop out your current tier. So if you're in WrestleMania 33 plus like we are, and we want to help out some people in the lower tiers, bring in a friend who might be able to pick up some WrestleMania 33 cards. If you've only got 8 members or 9 members, there's no harm. As long as they keep playing their games, they're not going to hurt you or hurt your progress or hurt your rewards, which means you're benefiting other players in the game, which is a really awesome thing. And in fairness, that's one of the greatest things about Team Battleground. The last one is the biggie. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this, so I wanted to talk about it in a bit more depth. And this is the big one. When you get to the end of a Team Battleground, you're probably thinking to yourself, I've got 12 hours to wait. I've got nothing else to do. I really want to get playing Team Battleground right now. And I've got 12 hours to wait for my rewards. Now, this next step should be approached with extreme caution, but there is a way to skip all 12 hours of the claim mode. You could avoid this claim process with no hassle whatsoever, and it's easy to do so, but it does take a little bit of effort. Now, there was one method that was floating around, but you got rid of enough members to go under 8 members, so it didn't register you've got 8 people in your team, but that didn't work. So I'm going to tell you the original version, which is you disband your team and then you start again. By disbanding your team in Team Battleground, start a brand new team with the same people, just get them in there. As long as you're organised, you can make that work. You can skip the entire 12-hour process. Literally, bang, done, start a new Team Battleground. The only thing you lose out from that is you will not show up on the leaderboard. But you will collect battle points a lot faster, which means you can then claim your rewards even faster as well, especially going into new tiers. It's a really good way of making sure you get yourself a new WrestleMania 33 card, or making sure that you can get yourself that James Ellsworth attitude you want, or whatever it is you're after. At the end of the day, these are all things that might just help you get yourself a couple of extra cards and might help make sure that you win in the next Team Battleground. Let me know what you thought of these, and if any of these are going to be helpful to you, in the comment section below. And remember to like this video and subscribe using the little widget that's going to pop up just down here. Until then, I am done. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. One last thing before you go, and that is to sleep!